Good morning. Nice to see everyone today. Let me begin by introducing myself. My name is Les Segarnick. I come to the table with over 30 years experience as a recruiter. I own my own recruiting firm, placing professional and technical people. Placing professional and technical people around the country. I've been involved in over 3,500 job placements. And since I've been in the Philadelphia area, I've done over 1,000 practice interviews. This is session number 1 out of 3. My goal is to cover 29 topics where I have participated in either in interview questions or job search techniques. My goal is to distinguish you from your competition. I want you to leave the interview with confidence to expect an offer or feel that you're going to get to the next step in the interview process. In doing that, some of my techniques are well known and some are different. Let's start with preparing for an interview. I need you to anticipate interview questions. Prepare to answer questions. Why are you qualified? I need you to sell your value above other candidates to the company. You must understand the needs of the employer. Ask yourself, can you do the job? Look to demonstrate the strengths you have for the job to the job requirements. I want you to think of what I call the golden triangle. It's the only reason why a company hires you. It's to save money, make money, and save time. I always say, in order to sit in front of an employer with confidence and begin a conversation, not an interview, but a conversation, you must be well prepared. In order to be prepared, you must practice, practice, practice. I want you to practice with your friends, neighbors, and relatives, so much so that when they see you on the street, they run away from you. First impressions are extremely important. Let's look at the new COVID interview, which of course, most of the time is a Zoom call. What is the first thing they see? They see your face. Are they seeing a smile, or do you look like I do? My wife always says I look like I'm sucking a lemon. I never smile. Well, that may be so, but I'm not looking for a job, so I don't have to smile anymore, is my response. In your case, you don't have that privilege. Let me suggest to you, the moment you get on camera, you smile. While you're talking about your strengths and your accomplishments, crack your lips. The main thing is, remember, is a smile changes your facial expression, changes your body language. With that being said, you must consider first impressions. And you know what first impressions are. It doesn't take too long to make them. So my recommendation is, when the interview starts, you smile. When you talk about your strengths and your accomplishments, crack your lips again. When you leave that interview, again, if you're thanking them for the interview, make sure there's a smile on your face. You have to consider the background when you're taking a Zoom call, making sure that everything is blank behind you, your dress is proper, the lighting is good. Also, we're in the working from home world today. With that being in mind, employers are starting to ask, how do you feel working from home? Are you prepared to answer that question on how you structure your day? You have private space just for work? You've done it before for previous companies. You met deadlines at that time. And how you use a planner and organizer to track your day. Talk about your soft skills. For working at home includes being self-motivated, you're able to work independently, you're adaptable, you have a willingness to learn, and you're open to change. In addition, you have strong written and verbal communication skills. These are considered soft skills, and you can see why they're so important. Not only working outside of the home, but working within inside of the home. I mentioned to you I've done 1,000 practice interviews. The first question I ask is not tell me about yourself, although we're going to be covering that in a little while. It's why did you leave your last company? For a person who worked for a company for 4 months, a year, 3 years, 22 years, 25 years, do you know what I hear as the number one answer in all those cases? From 4 months to 22 years, I hear an answer in 1 or 2 sentences. Ask yourself, how does that distinguish you from your competition? 1 or 2 sentences. Let me give you an example. You started at a company and customer service. 8 months later, you're promoted to customer service manager. I got along well with coworkers and management. I always looked to solve problems from the customer. In fact, I did it so well, I was considered the go-to person for the tough customer. As time went by, I was promoted again. It was an excellent company to work for. I actually thought this may be a company I'd be able to retire from. However, the economy changed, the company was sold, the company lost a large contract. I was involved in a layoff, but I must say, I come with good references and I'm ready for a new opportunity. So cover points of accomplishments and strengths that you had during the promotions that you had during that time period. It's worth talking about for someone who's worked for a company up to 22 years. That leaves you, that separates you from your competition. And this is my goal. Please do that. Number 1 in my hit parade, why did you leave your last company? Tell a story, paint a picture. Don't leave them hanging with 1 or 2 sentences. Talk about strengths when asked about strengths that aligns with something they need, whether it's knowledge-based, that's from education, training, computer skills, languages, transferable skills. These are portable skills people take from job to job. These are good people skills, you're a team player, you're a problem solver. There are personal traits. You're dependable, you're flexible, you're hardworking, you're punctual. These are all your strengths that you should demonstrate in front of the employer that align with the job requirements. When it comes to weaknesses, I recommend that you have 1 or 2 weaknesses prepared to discuss, but do not have these weaknesses match any of the job requirements. The secret to answering a question about what would you consider a weakness is to state the weakness and the recovery, how you overcame this weakness. My favorite example is I found it hard to speak to small and large groups. I decided to do something about it. I joined Toastmasters. I attend every Friday night. Been going now for about 2.5 months, and I no longer have the problem of talking to small and large groups. In fact, I liked it so much, I am continuing to go there. As a disclaimer, I've been a member of Toastmasters for a long time, vice president of membership 11 times, and I'm inviting everyone in the audience to visit Cerner Toastmasters every Wednesday from 12 to 1. You'll have an hour of, I consider, fun education You're certainly going to walk away from that Zoom meeting with a smile on your face. If you wish to attend for 1 hour, you have to be available at 10 minutes of 12 on Wednesday. 1 o'clock promptly will be finished. Just simply request that I send you an invitation to the Cerner Toastmasters Club meeting on Wednesday, 12 o'clock. When you're talking about your strengths, remember to use STAR as the storytelling tool. Situation, the task you faced, the approach you took, and the results of the situation. Also, in the world of interviewing, excuse me, in the world of interviewing, you have to remember a question that Lou Adler brought up many years ago. He's a trainer of trainers. He's still working today. He's an advisor to HR. He's an advisor to people looking for positions. The bottom line to it is he put together what he calls the MIQ, the most important interview question, and it goes like this. What was your most significant accomplishment so far in your career? It's my recommendation to look at the job openings, the job requirements, and put down at least 1 or 2 significant accomplishments as often as you can towards those job requirements, using STAR as a tool to put that presentation together. Now I want to take you out of your comfort zone. Simply put, in the world of job search, you're not getting paid, yet you have 2 more job titles that you're still not getting paid for, but hopefully a job will come along soon and you take advantage of this attitude. 1, you're in sales. You have to sell yourself to the employer. And secondly, you're in show business. I'm asking you to practice a great deal. So when you sit in front of that employer for that interview, it becomes a 2-way conversation. 1, that you convince the employer that you are the person for the job and distinguish yourself from your competition. And the best way I know how to do this is something that may take you out of your comfort zone, but I want you to consider what I'm going to say in the next moment, as it shows motivation and enthusiasm about the position. And it goes like this. At the end of the interview, most applicants thank them for the interview time. They ask what's the best time to contact them to learn more about the results of this interview. All good except for one thing. Most walk out of there without asking for the job. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to ask for the job when you leave an interview that you're very excited about. And it simply goes like this. I would be honored to join your company should you make me an offer. I would be honored to join your company should you make me an offer. The results of this statement, which I found out about 2 years ago, has been overwhelmingly positive. The people who have used this, and some have gotten offers, but more importantly, they were thanked by the company for saying it. And you could see the reason why. I would be honored to join your company. It is a very complimentary remark. Please, when you're closing, when you are leaving that interview that you were interested in, ask them for the job. I need you, first of all, in the world of job search, everything has to be customized. There's no such thing as one size fits all. Your resume, your cover letter, your elevator speech. There's an elevator speech for networking, 25 seconds, and then there's one for individual, for each employer that you meet. Customized to that job opening. That one goes 50 to 70 seconds. Time yourself if you think you're over speaking. The answer to why should I hire you? Why do you feel you're more you're more qualified for the position than the other people that I've been seeing. Your strengths, your achievements, your accomplishments, all for the job requirements. It's my recommendation that you draw a T on the page, put down on the left-hand side of the T, the job requirements. On the right-hand side, you put down the work-related experiences against those job requirements. Where you don't have direct work-related experiences, use transferable skills. Every story you're telling is a star story. Every story that you're telling matches the job requirements. Now let's go to elevator speech. I have 3 recommendations on how to do an elevator speech. First, you want to make a statement that catches the ear, such as, my name is Les Segarnick. I can summarize what I do in 6 words. Interview problems, need help, call me. End it with an action statement. Ask a question. Call me and ask me how I can make a difference. I'm asking you to do the same thing. I can summarize who I am in 3 or 6 words. Take 3 or 6 words from the job requirements. Team player, project manager, analytical problem solver. Then go back to the first, show a matching job requirement why you said that, for the second, for the third, end it with an action statement. It goes like this. Do you feel my background might be a match for the position I'm applying for? Well, of course it is. You just set it up that way. Let's look at another opener that catches the ear. People who know me best say that I am. Say that I am an excellent project leader. Now you give them a work-related experience why you say that, and end it with the same action statement. Do you feel my background might be a match for this position? And finally, my passion is. Again, pull from your strengths what your passion is. Let them know what it is, problem solver. Then you go into a work-related experience while you're saying that, that's related to their job requirements, and end it with the action statement. Do you feel my background is a match for this position? In my opinion, those 3 openers will help you go through individualized, custom-made, tell me about yourself presentations to the company you're sitting down in front of. Try it. If you've never done it before, try it now. It really sets the stage for the rest of the interview. As you can see the reason why. If they don't start the interview off with, tell me about yourself, or why'd you leave your last position, each time you want to put yourself into a tremendous position for the rest of the interview, and this does it. Let's talk about salary. First of all, when it comes to a question, what are your salary expectations? What I would like you to do is answer the following way. Can you share with me what is budgeted for this position? That's part 1. That's always the answer for that question. When they push you further, they don't give you that budget, answer in a form of a range that you've thought about before you walked into that interview that you're looking for. Put some flexibility into that range, because any number that they give you that's within their budget does not show the entire picture, does not show the benefits that are involved. It doesn't mention anything about sign-on bonuses, salary reviews, vacation, who pays for the medical, what's the matching on the 401k. You know nothing other than the salary. You know you can't talk about salary or benefits until an offer is made. Well, once an offer is made, the door is open for you to ask the rest of those questions, because to make a decision, you need to know the whole story. And yes, even though I asked you to ask for the job, if the salary is not commensurate with the salary you're expecting, you have to say goodbye in a polite way. At this point, I'm going to bring to your attention, this is part one of a 3-part series, and I look forward to speaking to you next time.